What's up, everyone? We're going to continue on with our Scorpion, our Williams, 1980 Williams Scorpion. We have been working through the play field in the first three. We did the bottom, or the top side. We redid the whole play field again. I didn't have enough clear coat on it, and it needed a little help to get it finished up. We straightened up some plastics, and let's see, what else did we do? We've been working through the bottom here, doing a few things. We wired up our pop bumpers again, worked our stand-ups, and just kind of been going over everything and making sure everything is the way it should be. Rushed through it the last time. I keep telling you that because I did. So now we are going to start working on drop target. We need to see if we can't get this drop target bank working a little better than what it is. It's got a broken mount for the switchboard. You can see I have a little bracket on it, which works pretty good. Got one leg that's broke off, and it looks like somebody tried melting it together and all that. Hell, I could have done that, but we're gonna tear this pop bumper assembly back apart and see what we can do about making it a little more permanent and working a little better. We have the two inside drop targets don't want to register. They drop, but they don't register. And when they're all down, it's not registering that they're all down, and they don't come back up. Our other two banks, our three drop target banks, work just fine. In fact, let's see. Okay, yep. Everything's good. I didn't wire it up back. I didn't put the switch plates in backwards. I've done that before too, where all the wires are on the bottom, and then every time one drops, they jump back up. I think I did that on Gorgar. Figured that out pretty quick. But what we're going to do is we're going to take all the switch plates off. We'll take the two coils off, and then we can get this whole assembly off of here and put it up on the bench and take a look and see what we need to do about making it a little bit more reliable than what it is. It's just not very reliable. There's only 4 screws that hold it down onto the bottom of the play field, and then you can pull it up and maneuver it around, get it laying up here, and you can work on it this way if you like. But I'm going to take it completely off. We're going to clean this whole thing and see what the hell we got going on. We may end up just doing something like this again, or leaving this alone and doing that. But we'll find out once we get it up on the bench and start looking at it and seeing what we can do to make it more reliable and work better. I think I worked over the switch plates the last time. We'll have to take a look at them and see what they look like. This one has those little horseshoe contacts on it, so they're real fun. Not a very good design as far as I'm concerned with the Williams drop target banks. Bally's and Stearns were a lot better. Gottlieb's are not too awful bad either. They work out really well too. But there's some of them. Let's see, what is it? The newer Stearns seem to brick a lot, in my opinion. It's just my opinion, though. All right, let's get that taken off of there and get it up on the bench and see what we got going on. First thing we got to do is get these switchboards off. And of course, I have the wrong size That's better. See, if I remember correctly, when I had this apart before, you couldn't tighten these screws up. If you did, the drop targets didn't work. Like I said, it's just, I'm not a big fan of the design of the Williams. I'm sure there are people that like them. I just happen to be one that doesn't. Yeah, see, none of those screws are tight. I'm kind of wondering if they're all stripped. Or that one was. See that? That wasn't holding anything. Alright, I need to come around to the other side. And take my little bracket off. I know that one, let's, oh, gonna run away from me. Let's take off that little bracket. I have the screw going all the way through and into the metal housing. Yeah, there's two of them. Two of the mounts that are bad, here and here. Kind of wondering if you can flip that over. That one's broke though. They're all cracked. Alright. There's our switches. Switch plates. Nasty looking. Now I think all we need to do is we can remove our coils, our two coils, and get the whole thing off of here. Put it up on the bench and work on it where we're a little bit more comfortable, and then can study it a little better. Coil stops good. I don't know if we're gonna, yep, it'll come out of there. Let's see, we'll put that one over there. And the only bad thing about these, about putting them on rollers. As if you lean up against them, they roll away. Got one stubborn. Phew. That one was Guten tight. Coil stop looks good. And put this one over on that side. Alright, so let's get this up on the bench and we'll take a look at it and see what we can do with it. Okay, right off the bat, I see one problem. One of our horseshoes is bent over. And there. Yeah, and it's been bent over for a while because it's got some tarnish on it. Let's see, what do we need to... I'm going to take these two brackets off. That's the silver. Looks like they're all the same. Let's see, where's our springs? Our springs, take that off. And our springs were hooked to that. And there's our nasty drop targets. Okay, so these are just little individuals. Just one individual piece on each one. Out of those, we have one screw, right here. Okay, there's our culprit. We got two of these that are like this. It has a bow to it. Do all of them? Yes, they all do. Okay, that's what the drop target slides on. Let's keep going here. So we can get, I want to get everything off of this. So everything can be cleaned, and then we can determine what the best course of action is on these. That's the top bracket. Now we can, now those will come up off. That's not good for it. Remember where those go. Dang. Just like so. Can tell because of where the coil stop mounts. Alright. Let's take them all. Let's get them all off of here. There's that nasty thing. Alright, there. Now see, we have two of them that are bad. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to clean them. I want to get those cleaned up. I'm going to clean up the drop. I want to clean up the drop targets as well. We'll get our little horseshoes off. Let's see. Start right here. Spring. See, all those screws are the same. And horseshoe. Drop target. So actually you can put those brackets anywhere. It's not like they're, you know, they belong in one individual spot. which is interesting. Because if we have one, well, we have two of them that are bad. And what we can maybe do, to think about this for a minute, is move the one bad one to another spot. But see, they're all the holes are cracked. So they're all actually bad. But I have not been able to find them anywhere. So we may have to just use what we have and do something with them. Okay. There, now we got all of our drop targets are ready to be washed, cleaned up. All of our horseshoes. We need to clean those up. Clean those up. Clean those up. We'll get this clean, get the rest of the drop target assembly cleaned up, and while I'm cleaning, I can do a little contemplating on what we can do here. See, the hole's all the way through. That one is not. That's the only one it is. I must someone drilled that one, or is that one that only goes on the end? See that one? No, they're all drilled. Except this one is not. This one is not, because it's a bottom. Alright. That one, then we can do something with this one. We might be able to get in there, switch that out to there, clean this up. We may be able to put a spacer and come up through with or go down through with a screw and a nut and hold that down on that way. This one, that I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that one as well. That's just right off the top of my head, trying to see what we might be able to do. Alright, I'm going to get all this crap washed up, and then we'll kind of go from there as to what we're going to come up with a game plan on those. Alright, I decided to take the switchboards off of the pinball machine as well, because I got broken wires on here and they need cleaned really bad. So I took pictures. So now we're gonna see, that one's already broke. I want to get these all separated. Stinks. Let's see, orange. Okay. Get this gray one off. Talk about some dirty solder. If I can get that cleaned up enough to come up off of there. There. That one goes there. Like I said, I took pictures just to make sure I knew how everything goes back on. And these are all the switch. All these switches are the same. There's nothing special about any of them. Come on, get out of there. So when we put them back together, we can, you know, as long as they're wired right. Get your shit wired right. Another one. Got them all separated. But I think just for the heck of it, let's go ahead and number these. And like I said, they definitely need some help. So I'm going to test diodes. You know, you've watched a lot of people test diodes. You know, just put your meter on diode test. White stripe is always the negative, and you can see we should be 0.59. .61. That one's got a short tail on it. 6.0. .59. 60. 59. Okay, so we can rule that out. All of our diodes are good on the back of the switchboards. We can rule that out as being a problem as to why our drop targets weren't registering. I think it's more on the lines of just dirt, and we had one of our horseshoes that was bent over, so that doesn't help either. Alright, I'm going to get these cleaned up. Same thing, I'm just going to wash them, and then I'll take fiberglass pencil and clean our contacts up real good. Like so. And hopefully we'll have some decent contact plates when we're done. Alright, I got everything cleaned up. And I cleaned up our switch plates. So those are all going to be working. The first time I cleaned these up, you see at the bottom we were missing the copper. So what I did was I filled them in with solder and sanded it off so it's nice and smooth, and it works pretty good. Copper tarnish is pretty quick and easy, so eventually I'll get new switch plates. I want the new styles, the ones that don't use the horseshoe. I think they just use a like an optic. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into it because I don't have the money to upgrade them, except for what we have, and we can upgrade them with what we have. Now here's our plates, our little brackets that hold the drop targets on the frame. And as you can see, there was when I washed them up, you know, they just started busting apart because there was nothing holding them together. I think there was only one usable in here, and like I said, I haven't been able to find them, so we did the next best thing. We printed new ones out with the 3D printer. They're a little rough looking around the mounting posts here and at the top because your drop targets need to slide in between there. So they were, you know, and I wasn't able to figure out how I could make an oblong, you know, cylinder cutting each side off. I didn't get into it that far. I figured if these work, this will be bracket 1.0, and then I'll work on bracket 2.0. But as long as these work, we're leaving them in, and then I'll work on redesigning them again. Excuse me. Now, as you can see here, let me get the glare. Get the glare off of it. On the, let me grab one here. On the originals, see the bottom is cut out, and you just have these little spaces there, or spaces, little supports. Well, what I did was, this is my first attempt, is I made the bottom flat. Yes, I know that my printer is warping a little bit because it's so cold out here, and the material was cooling too quick. and contracting and pulling up. But it's only on the ends, and we'll put a screw. When we mount everything down, it'll flatten them out and they'll be fine. In this application, now if you were making something bigger that actually needs to sit, you know, I could put a heater in front of the printer and keep the bed warm and keep the material, the project warm, and it wouldn't warp. But back to here. So I filled that all in, just made it solid. You can see my first attempt, I had a little cutout in there where I made the plane. This is where the drop target hooks right here on the nose, and then it pops up and slides down this little ramp. Well, that little ramp, like I said, that was the hardest part, was getting that little ramp the right degree, the right angle. Everything else wasn't too bad. This one failed because I got my holes. Got one hole in the wrong place, so I had to redo it. And do number 2. 2.0 on the bracket, I guess, and then we'll go 3.0 when I redesign it. But you can, come on. Each one of these little blocks is 5mm all the way across. So you can kind of I used my digital caliper and measured across here, started from the back and worked towards the front, and I could place my screw holes in the right places. Turned out pretty good. That one, let's see, I think that's the wrong one anyway. Well, it's the same thing, but I moved this down because it was level across there, so that one is moved down. You can see on the working ones, hopefully working there, I moved that down, and I think I forgot to save it. I did print it out, but I did save it. Anyway, let's see. Don't save. We'll open. It should be Williams Drop Target 2. Yeah, there it is. You can see, like I said, I filled in that little space there and leveled that all out, and that was our finish there. That's the one that we're going to be using. So, turned out pretty good. We're going to put it all together and see if our drop targets work. So I'm going to get you set up, and we are going to put that together and probably have to do a little adjusting and get everything squared away so it's working. Alright, let's see if we can get this put together. This is the number 1. Here, no, over here. This is number 1 drop target here. He goes in. It'll hook. Cool. Now we gotta make sure we can get out our spring so we can hook it. Okay, that's number 1. Let's see, this is the top of the drop target set. This is what comes up through the play field. So our wires need to be on the top. And I need to put a little dielectric grease on it so it'll help. Make sure our spring's hanging down the right way. These took about an hour and 10 minutes a piece to print out. Which, you know, isn't that bad. So I guess if we, you know, if we screw one up, and new one's only about an hour and a half away, we can have a new one delivered. Looks pretty good. Oh, come on. Some of these screws aren't very magnetic. Oops. We need a little grease. There's a lot of seat time in front of the computer working on these. That one needs a little work. And a little bit of a burr target. Fall all the way down onto the ledge. Still could go a little bit more. That's better. Yeah. Didn't say they were perfect. So there's gonna be a little adjustments as we go along here. And I'll get this one done up and working, and then I'll go ahead and finish the other three up without the camera on, because you're making me nervous. That's better. Alright, I'll bring you back after I get the other three on, and I'll probably, like I said, I'll have to do a little bit of adjustment, a little bit of cleaning up here and there to make it so they slide really nice. They move around right now because we have to put our top ones in, but once I get those on, then we'll go ahead and get her finished, put back together, and get it bench tested and see how it works on the bench. Okay, got that all put together, and all the drop targets are loose, so they will drop, hopefully. And now here's where we're gonna we'll find out if we're gonna have any problems. You can't see what I'm doing anyway. Let me get you adjusted up a little bit. There we go. I can back you off just a hair. As we got to get these brackets on. Let's see, was that? Yep. That hold everything together. Well, come on. And this will really show the alignment of everything. This will also flatten out my warp. And the holes on them are 5/32 and these. That one is definitely off a little. Not off, but just not aligned. Alright, I'll be back. Did I get it? Nope. So far, so good. Alright, I gotta warm my hands up. It's really hard to, get them perfect. I know some of it's off, probably, like 1/2 millimeter or more. Measuring with your mic, with the digital, works good. But you're not gonna. I just couldn't get everything perfect. But I think we're off a little bit. That's why the holes. I think they even know too. They knew that plastic parts are not perfect. Yeah, I know, making excuses. Still pretty good. All right, that going to be in the way? Yeah, let's leave. Oh, is that going to be fun? Okay, I saved you the agony of me hooking up those springs. I'm sure there's a better way of doing it, but that's than what I did it. Oops. Come on, where the hell are you? God, didn't know that would be so difficult. Although that's the story of my life. Difficult. Kind of bear with me, my hands are not working the greatest today. So I'm gonna be fumbling around a little bit. I should say fumbling around a little bit more than usual. All right. Let's see. Flip that around. Reset. What do you think? I do believe we have us a set of working drop targets now. All those contacts, yep, are all on the plates. So, the only thing left to do, I gotta do that one more time. Once more. I'm pretty happy with myself. All right. The only thing left is to get it wired up and get it back in the machine. I will take a look and edit this and see where I'm at time-wise, and if I have time I'll go ahead and we'll get it back in the machine and see if it works. But the problem is our board set's not working yet, so we may be kind of dead in the water until till I get the board set working, and then we can really test out these drop targets. But I just wanted to make sure everything's dropping and pushing up like they should. So that's the biggest hurdle there, is getting working. Now, as long as the switchboards, we get them all wired up the way they should be, then we'll be in good shape. So if this is the end of it, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And don't forget to check out my affiliates, and I have a new link in the description for merchandise swag for the channel. So if you want, check that out and see if there's something there you want. I'll be adding more to it as we go, and as I have time. I kind of work on it in the evening and kind of do some designs, and that I have to do all the designs because I'm this channel is a one-man band, and everything I do is what I do. I do everything. So, I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, see ya.